bobsled team. Making her way through 14. Still behind the pace just a little bit here as she makes her way through the heart of the track. Sliding down through curve 18, climbing curve 19. 0.8 behind as she climbs through the finish curve. 58.09 her downtime, putting her into third place. Solid stuff for the Chinese slider. We'll have Ashley Werner representing Team Australia up next. Track clear to start one for Ashley. Sled and track from start one. This is Ashley Werner and Michaela Spar representing Team Australia. Their start will be a 5.83 start for Ashley and Michaela. 57.03 or better would put her into first place here on run number 1. Through Whiteface down through the Devil's Highway. The Australian slider has had more trips than anybody down the track so far this year. Through 10, down through the labyrinth, sliding through 11, 12, and 13. Little difficulty there at a curve 12. Through the chicane into curve 17 of the heart. Behind by a little bit here as she makes her way down through 18 and climbs up curve 19. And Ashley Werner of the Australian team will be through and down at a time of 59.77. Put her into 9th after her first run. We'll have Kaylee Humphreys of Team USA up next. Track is clear to start one for Kaylee. Sled and track from start one. This is Kaylee Humphreys and Lauren Gibbs representing Team USA. Sliding curve 1 with a 5.53 start. Huge start for Team USA's Kaylee Humphreys. She's going to match the start of Christine De Bruin. Losing a little bit of speed through the first curve of the track. She'll be about 15 hundredths behind here. She progresses through the Devil's Highway. It's Kaylee Humphreys chasing down Christine De Bruin here on the Lake Placid track through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14, Benham's Bend. Quarter of a second off the pace set by Christine De Bruin through the chicane into the heart of the track. This is Kaylee Humphreys of Team USA, down 18, climbing 19. 0.3 off the pace here as she makes her way through curve 20 and crosses the finish line into second place with a downtime of 57.35. Up next, representing Team USA, we'll have Brittany Reinbold. Tracks clear to start one. Start one for Brittany. Sledding from start one. This is Brittany Reinbold representing Team USA with Sylvia Hoffman on brakes. 5:60 start time. 57:03 or better would put her into first place here on run number one. Christine de Bruin of Team Canada sits in first, with Kaylee Humphreys of Team USA sitting in second. Christy Copland of Team USA sits in third. Brittany Reinbold of Team USA in track, coming down through 8 and 9 into 10 Shady 2, with about 4/10 of a second behind the pace. Exiting 10 and through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14, 70 miles an hour through curve 10. Now sliding the bend through the chicane into 17 at 74 miles per hour. Down 18, climbing curve 19. Through and down. Into fourth, 57.85 the down time for Brittany. We'll have Martina Fontenave up next. Martina, stand by. Tracks clear to start one for Martina. Sledding from start one. This is Martina Fontenave and Nadia Pasternak representing the Swiss bobsled team. Their start time was a 5:62. 57:03 or better would put Martina into first place. Christine Bruin of Team Canada sits in first. Kaylee Humphreys second. Christy Copland sits in third. Down around 8, 9 into 10, Shady 2. Then through the labyrinth, sliding through 12 and 13 into 14. Benham's Bend 4/10 behind as she tries to chase down Christine de Bruin. Through the chicane. And now climbing 19. Still about 6/10 off the pace as she climbs through curve 20 and crosses the line with a time of 57.68. Be about a 2-minute warning to the men's competition. 1 minute. One minute to Marcus. Track is clear to start 1 for Marcus. Sled in from start 1. This is Marcus Treichel representing the Austrian bobsled team. On brakes, he is Gregor Glabonyet. 5:45 start time. Here on run number 1 for Marcus as he progresses down through the upper straightaways. This is race number 2 for the men. Race number 2 for the men. Last night, Cody Baskew took it home in first place. See what happens here tonight. Marcus Treichel into curve 10, Shady 2, exiting 10, now down through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14, Benham's Bend. Through the chicane and sliding into curve 17. Down 18, climbing curve 19. Through curve 20, crossing the line with a time of 57.13, putting him in first place. Track is clear to start 1 for Jeff McKean. Sled in from start 1. This is Jeff McKean, representing Team Canada. Sliding curve 1 with a 5:41 start time. Everybody loves for me to pronounce brakeman names. So here we go. Pierrick Landry Desranlou. Yep, down through the Devil's Highway of the course. 1/10 of a second to work with, so solid stuff off the top of the track here for Jeff McKean of Team Canada. Getting the hang of this track as he makes his way through curve 10, Shady 2. A little bit of a tap there on the take on a 10. Doesn't really affect him too much, but he's only got 100th to work with now. Might be falling back just a little bit here through the chicane and into 17 speed. Not quite what he wants it to be, but he's only 700ths of a second behind the pace set by Marcus Treichel. Climbing curve 19. Through 20, crossing the line with a time of 57.36. That puts him into second place after his first run. We'll have Edson Bindalati up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Edson. Sled and track from start one. This is Edson Bindalati and Edson Ricardo Martins representing Brazil. Into curve one with a 5.23 start time. That was a big start. That's the quickest start we've seen so far for the Brazilian team, giving him 0.2 of a second off the top of the track. And he's up to a third by the time he made it down to curve three. Awesome stuff here for Edson. 57.13 is the time he's looking to beat. He'll be coming down around 8 and 9. Again, this is Edson and Edson. Into 10, Shady 2. 0.3 to work with. A little late there through that 8-9 crossover. Gave him a little bit of a disadvantage. So they're going to be losing some time here through the middle and lower portion of the track. Now through the bend, sliding the chicane into curve 17 at 73.7 miles per hour. This is Edson and Edson, down 18, climbing 19. 0.06 of a second here in 19. Falling back to 0.02 of a second behind the pace as he crosses the finish line into second place with a downtime of 57.24. Some close racing here this evening. We'll have Xiao Yaijun up next. Xiao Yaijun up next. Track's clear to start one for Xiao Yaijun. Sled in from start one. This is Xiao Yaijun and Wu Zaitao representing Team China. Sliding curve one with a start time of 5.25. That's a big start for the Chinese team. It's going to give them a little bit of an advantage here as they make their way down through the top curves of the track. About 0.3 to work with here as they enter Whiteface and progress down through the Devil's Highway. Finding time here. Some good speed into the Devil's Highway here for the Chinese team. Into 10, Shady 2. Still maintaining that lead. They're finding a little bit more time here as they make their way through the labyrinth into curve 14. This is Xiao Yaijun of Team China. Plenty of time to work with here. 75.5 miles per hour as he enters the heart of the track. Marcus Treichel sits in first. Edson Bindalati second. Jeff McKean sitting in third. Xiao Yaijun through 20 and crossing the line with a time of 56.32, putting him at 0.8 ahead of the pace of the former leader, Marcus Treichel. We'll have Suk-Young Jin representing the Korean bobsled team up next. Track's clear to start one for Suk-Young Jin. Sled and track from start one. This is Suk-Young Jin. And Jang Kai-kun representing the Korean bobsled team with a 5.35 start time. Through Cliffside down into Whiteface, Suk has had quite a few runs down this track here in Lake Placid. He does fairly well for himself here. He's coming down through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. He's a little bit behind here. Trying to chase down Xiao Yaijun of Team China. Through 12, 13, sliding into 14, Benham's Bend. Maintaining about a quarter of a second deficit here as he slides into 17. We'll see if he can make up some time here through the heart. 75.5 miles per hour. He matches the speed of the Chinese sled. Climbing up curve 19. Running out of track here for Suk-Young Jin. He was finding his way back, but just not quite enough time. 56.5 won the downtime for Suk-Young Jin, putting him into second after his first run. We will have Justin Cripps of Team Canada up next. Track's clear to start one for Justin. Sled in from start one. This is Justin Cripps and Cameron Stones of Team Canada. This is the Olympic gold medalist from the Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games. And he took home second last night. He had a great 2 trips down the track last night. I expect the same here this evening. 16 hundredths of a second to work with as he slides through 8 and 9 into 10, shady 2. 56, 3-2 or better would put him into first place. We have Xiaoya Jun of the Chinese team in first. He's Suk-Young Jin in second. Marcus Treichel sits in third. Justin Cripps 2/10 in the bank here. Speed at 75.7 miles per hour. Now sliding through the heart of the track. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. 3/10 to work with as he enters the finish curve. Justin Cripps of Team Canada through and down into first at 55.92. We'll have Jeff Gabois of Team USA up next. Track's clear to start one for Jeff. Sled and track from start one. This is Jeff Gabois and Chris Horn representing Team USA. Sliding curve 1 with a start time of 5.26. 5.26 start time for Jeff. He's going to be just about a 1/10 of a second off the pace set by Justin Cripps of Team Canada off of the top of the track. 55.92 or better would move him up into first place here on run number 1. Jeff's down around 8 and 9, sliding into 10, shady 2. He's finding his time back here, 16 hundredths of a second. He's going to pick up some speed here through the labyrinth of the course into curve 14, Benham's Bend, down to 15 hundredths of a second through the bend, sliding the chicane into curve 17 at 75.8 miles per hour. On his way through the heart of the track, not far off the pace set by Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Jeff Gabois through 20. He's going to fall back just a bit here into second place with a time of 56.21. Once again, that was Jeff Gabois and Chris Horn of Team USA through and down into second place. We'll have Cody Baskew of Team USA up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Cody. Sled in from start 1. This is Cody Baskew and Kyle Wilcox representing Team USA into curve 1 with a start time of 5.20. Just a touch behind the pace set by Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Cody through Whiteface coming down through the Devil's Highway, 2/10 back here as he makes his way down through 6, 7, 8, and 9 into 10, shady 2. Cody Baskew, Team USA, through the labyrinth, sliding through 11, 12, and 13 into 14, Benham's Bend. A little late at a curve 12's not going to help his speed here. Through the chicane into 17 at 75 miles an hour. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. And Cody Basque and Kyle Wilcox of Team USA through and down at 56.51. That'll put Cody back into 4th place after run number 1. We'll have Benny Meyer representing Austria up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Benny Meyer. Sled and track from start 1. This is Benjamin Meyer representing the Austrian bobsled team. On brakes, he's got Danut Moldovan. They're sliding 1 with a 5.29 start. 2/10 behind the pace of our current leader, Justin Cripps of Team Canada. We have Justin in first. Jeff is in second with Xiao Yaijin sitting in third. This is the Austrian slider Benjamin Meyer in track, sliding into 10, Shady 2. He'll be behind the pace by about 4/10 of a second as he makes his way into curve 14, Benham's Bend. Big tap there, and the chicane's going to slow him down just a touch here as he climbs up through the finish curve. 6/10 behind. And Benny Meyer through and down. He's going to fall into 6th place with a time of 56.76. Up next, representing Team Canada, we have Taylor Austin. Track's clear to start 1 for Taylor. Sled and track from start 1. This is Taylor Austin representing Team Canada, sliding into curve 1 with a start time of 5.31. 5.31 start for Taylor. So he's going to be chasing down his teammate, Justin Cripps. 55.92, the time to beat here on run number 1. He'll be about 0.3 of a second behind the pace of where he'd like to be here. Top 3 sleds are pretty close. About 0.4 of a second separates them. Not a bad run here for Taylor Austin. He could definitely jump up into the top 3 if he maintains his pace here. 55.92 or better would put him into first. And Taylor Austin of Team Canada in track. Down 18, climbing 19. 0.4 back. Might be falling into 4th here with a down time of 56.45. That'll put him in 4th. We'll have Jinjian representing the Chinese bobsled team up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Xinjiang. Sledding from start 1, this is Jinjian and Zhen Heng representing the Chinese bobsled team. Sliding through curve 1 with a 5.34 start. And he's going to be through Cliffside, through Whiteface, coming down through the Devil's Highway. 3/10 off the pace of our current leader, Justin Cripps of Team Canada. It's Justin, Jeff, and Xiaoyai Jun sitting 1, 2, and 3. Canada, USA, and China. 1, 2, and 3. Through 12, 13 into 14. Benham's Bend back by a half a second now. This is Xinjiang representing the Chinese team. Sliding 17. Down 18, climbing 19. And through 20, crossing the line, 56, 7-6 the downtime for Xinjiang. Up next, representing Team USA, we'll have Hunter Church. Track's clear to start 1 for Hunter. Sled in from start 1. This is Hunter Church and Blaine McConnell representing Team USA. Into curve 1 with a 5-2-8 start. 5-2-8 start for Hunter. He's going to be chasing down Justin Cripps of Team Canada, 55, 9-2 or better. Would put him in first place. Coming down through the Devil's Highway of the track. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. Again, this is Hunter Church representing Team USA. Through 12 and 13, sliding 14, Benham's Bend. 2/10 back here as he makes his way into 17 at 75.6 miles per hour. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. Hunter through 20, crossing the line with a time of 56 to 7. 3/10 off the pace of the current leader, Justin Cripps. We'll have Sun Kai-ji representing the Chinese team up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Sun Kai-ji. Sled in from start 1. This is Sun Kai-ji representing the Chinese bobsled team. He has Wu Qingche on brakes. Sliding through Cliffside into Whiteface, coming down through the Devil's Highway. Once again, this is Sun Kai-ji, Wu Qingje. Down around 8 and 9, sliding into curve 10, Shady 2. Making his way through curve 14, Benham's Bend. Through the chicane into 17, 4/10 off the pace. Rough lines there, and the chicane's not going to help his cause. He's down 18, climbing curve 19. Sun Kai-ji through 20, crossing the finish line with a down time of 56. 7-6. We'll have Li Shunjian up next. Track is clear to start 1 for Li Shunjian. Sled in from Star 1, this is Li Xinjian, representing the Chinese bobsled team. On brakes, he has Ding Song. 5:30 start time for the Chinese team. Trying to chase down Justin Cripps here on run number 1. It's Justin, Jeff, and Hunter, 1, 2, and 3. Coming down through the Devil's Highway. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. 4/10, 5/10 back now. 55.92 is the time to beat. Set by Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Now into the heart of the track. Again, this is Li Xinjian and Ding Song. Now climbing 19. And through curve 20. The downtime for the Chinese team of 57-7. We'll have Patrick Norton of Team Canada up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Pat Norton. Sled in from start 1. This is Patrick Norton representing the Canadian bobsled team. He's got Mike Evelyn riding shotgun as he slides 5-4-3 start for the Canadian team. Quarter of a second back as they slide through the upper straightaways. Through Whiteface down through the Devil's Highway. 55.92 or better would put him into first. Chasing down his teammate Justin Cripps. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. 6/10 off the pace of his teammate. Good speed in curve 10. Good lines through the labyrinth. It's going to help his cause here. Top speed on the exit 14, 72.6 miles per hour. Coming down 18 and climbing curve 19, Patrick Norton, Mike Evelyn, Team Canada, through 20. Crossing the line with a time of 58.00. Up next, representing the Korean bobsled team, we'll have Ji-hoon. Track is clear to start 1 for Ji-hoon. Sled in from start 1. This is Ji-hoon representing the Korean bobsled team. Sliding into curve 1 with a 5.38 start. 5.38 start time for Ji-hoon. On brakes this evening, he has Shin Yi-chan. Sliding Whiteface coming down through the Devil's Highway. Chasing down Justin Cripps of Team Canada. We'll see how he does here. This is Ji-hoon of the Korean team. Sliding 10, Shady 2. Going to be through 10, through the labyrinth, and approaching 14. Now through the chicane, sliding into the heart. Big tap there out of curve 14. It's going to hurt his speed just a little bit. Down 18, climbing 19. And Ji-hoon will be through 20 and crossing the line. 58.30, putting him into 16th place after his first run. We will have Axel Brown of the British bobsled team up next. Track's clear to start one for Axel. Sled in from start one. This is Axel Brown and Marcus Urbanski representing the British bobsled team. 5:48 start time for the Brits as they come down through the upper straightaways. 55.92 or better would put them into first place. Right now they're about 5/10 off the pace of our current leader. Right now we have about 6 sleds left in our first heat. We're going to take the top 20 into run number 2. As it stands right now, we have Justin Cripps of Team Canada sitting in first. Jeff Gabois of Team USA sits in second. Hunter Church of Team USA sits in third. Difficulty there in curve 12 for the British slider Axel Brown. He handled it nicely. As they say, he passed the D-ring back to his brakeman. Climbing curve 19. Again, this is Axel Brown of the British bobsled team through curve 20 and crossing the finish line with a time of 58.74, putting him in 17th after his first run. We'll have Andy Williams of New Zealand up next. Track's clear to start one for Andy. Sled in from start one. This is Andy Williams and John Stanbridge representing the New Zealand bobsled team. Start time was a 5:62. Sliding through the Devil's Highway of the track, this is Andy Williams and John Stanbridge down around 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. Andy through 10 through the Labyrinth and approaching curve 14, Benham's Bend. We'll be back by just a little bit here as he makes his way into the heart of the track. Coming down through curve 18 and climbing curve 19. And Andy's through 20 and crossing the line at 58.86. We'll have Dave Nichols up next. Track is clear to start one for Dave. So, led in track from Star 1, this is Dave Nichols, representing the Israeli bobsled team. Sliding curve 1 with a start time of 6:68. He is Dmitry Avdiv on brakes. Sliding cliffside into Whiteface, coming down through the Devil's Highway. Dave's going to be about 3 seconds off the pace, and he's over into 5. Five-minute hold on the track, everybody. That was an 81 into 5. Out of 10 now. Once again, 5-minute hold on the track. 5-minute hold on the track. At least a 5-minute hold on the track. Coming into the heart. Coming into the heart. Coming into the heart. Probably a 10-minute hold on the track. Going to go up 19 a ways. And sled will come back down. Sled's going to come back down. Sled's going to come back down. Sled's coming back, everybody. Sled's coming back. Sled's coming back. It's a 5-minute warning to Rudy. A 5-minute warning to Rudy Rinaldi of Monaco. 5-minute warning to Rudy. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning to Rudy. 2 minutes to Rudy. One minute. 1 minute. Track's clear to start one. Start one for Rudy. Sled in from start one. This is Rudy Rinaldi. Representing Monaco is Anton Roy on brakes with a 5:30 start time. 55.92 is the time he needs to beat in order to move into first place. Making his way down through the Devil's Highway of the track. Rudy was quick all week throughout training. Drew 8 and 9 into 10, shady 2. 4/10 back here as he tries to chase down Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Sliding through the chicane into curve 17. This is Rudy. Down 18. Climbing 19. Crossing the line is time. Be a 56.62, putting him in 8th. We'll have Won Young Zhang representing the Korean bobsled team up next. Track's clear to start one for Won Young Zhang. Sled in from start one. This is Won Young Zhang and Kim Jin-soo representing the Korean bobsled team with a 5:20 start time. Sliding through Cliffside into Whiteface down through the Devil's Highway. They had a solid start, 5:20, setting them up nicely for their first run of the day. 55.92 or better would put them into first. They're only 0.09 of a second off the pace of Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Still Justin, Jeff, and Hunter sitting 1, 2, and 3. Now sliding into curve 14, Benham's Bend. And through the chicane into curve 17. Won Young Zhang down 18, climbing curve 19, 2/10 back. He might be able to jump up into the top 3 here. Through and down into third with a time of 56.27. That was Won Young Zhang and Kim Jin-soo into third at 56.27. We'll have Marley Lynn Hares up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Marley. Sled and track from start 1. This is Marley Linhares and Eric Geronimo representing the Brazilian bobsled team with a 5.35 start. 3/10 off the pace as they try to chase down our current leader, Justin Cripps of Team Canada. Coming down through the Devil's Highway of the course. And this is Marley Linhares. 5/10 off as he slides 10, Shady 2. Through 10 and through the labyrinth, approaching curve 14, Benham's Bend. This is Marley and Eric sliding the bend through the chicane into curve 17. Coming down through curve 18, climbing curve 19. And Marley Linhares of the Brazilian bobsled team through and down into 18th with a time of 58.15. Sean Wayne, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Sean Wayne. Sled in from start 1. This is Sean Wayne Stevens representing the Jamaican bobsled team. Looking for a 55.92 downtime or better in order to move into first place. He has Kamari Stewart on brakes. 5.53 was his start here on run number 1. We're going to take a total of 20 competitive sleds into run number 2 for the men. All the women will be joining us in run 2. 81 exit of 10. 81 exit of 10. 81 exit of 10. We're going to be looking at a 5-minute hold at least here. 5-minute hold at least here. It's an 81 on the exit of curve 10. It's coming into 17. So we're going to have a hold. It was the final sled of that heat. We're going to let things settle down. We'll say about a 5 to 10 minute hold on the track. We'll update you accordingly. Sean Wayne's not going to quite make the finish line, so it's going to come back. It will be a 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to the first sled of the women's second heat. Ashley Werner. 2-minute warning. Ooh, 1 minute to Ashley. Track is clear to start 1 for Ashley. Sled and track from start 1. This is Ashley Werner representing the Australian bobsled team with Michaela Spar on brakes. Sliding curve 1 with a 5.88 start. 59.77 was the first run down time for the Australian team. You're going to be setting the pace here on run 2. True Whiteface coming down through the Devil's Highway. Again, this is Ashley Werner, representing Team Australia, with Michaela Spar on brakes, sliding 10, shady 2, and through the labyrinth, approaching curve 14. And once again, first run downtime here for Ashley was a 59.77. Just going to look to improve upon that here in run number 2, 71 miles per hour, through the heart of the track for Ashley Werner. Climbing curve 19. Into the finish curve and crossing the line with a time of 59.80 with a 1:59.57 combined time. She'll sit in first so far here on run number 2. We'll have Huai Ming, representing Team China, up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Huai Ming Ming. Sled and track from start 1. This is Huai Ming Ming. Sliding into curve 1 with a start time of 5.66. This is Huai Ming Ming and Huang Jiajia. Through cliffside into Whiteface, coming down through the Devil's Highway. First run downtime 58.64 for the Chinese team, looking for a 1:00.93 or better in order to move into first. Here on run 2. Through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14. A little bit of trouble there in the 11-12 crossover. Handles it nicely. Sliding through 17. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. Huai Ming Ming coming into the finish curve. Crossing the line with a time of 58.99. And a 1:57.63 combined time, putting her into first after her second run. Up next, we'll have Shelby Williamson. Shelby, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Shelby. Sled in from start 1. This is Shelby Williamson representing Team USA with Ebony McClendon on brakes. 5.81 start time for Shelby. First run down time 58.60. 59.03 or better would put her into first. Here in her second run, a quarter of a second behind the pace here off the top of the track. She'll be chasing down Huai Ming Ming of the Chinese bobsled team. Ashley Werner currently sits in second. Once again, Shelby Williamson's in track. 4/10 off the pace. 59.03 or better would put her into first as she progresses into curve 14, Benham's Bend. Now through the chicane, sliding into curve 17. Down 18, climbing curve 19. And Shelby Williamson will be through curve 20, crossing the finish line with a downtime of 59.80 and a combined time of 1:58.40, putting her in second place after her second run. We'll have Melissa Loholes, Team Canada, up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Melissa. Sled in from start 1. This is Melissa Loholes representing Team Canada into curve 1 with a 5.57 start. 58.36 was her first run downtime. She has Sarah Villani on brakes, making her way through cliffside, down into Whiteface, and out onto the Devil's Highway. It's currently Huai Ming Ming in first, Shelby Williamson in second, with Ashley Werner sitting in third. Sliding into curve 10, Shady 2. And And Melissa's about 4/10 ahead of the pace now as she progresses into curve 14. Benham's Bend. Strange line in 12. It's not going to affect her too much. Through the chicane into curve 17. Plenty of speed here for Melissa as she slides through the heart. Down 18, climbing 19. And Melissa's going to be through curve 20 and crossing the finish line looking at a downtime of 58.88, putting her in first with a combined time of 157.24. Corey Hall, stand by. "20 minutes until the start of the men's heat. 20 minutes and start of the men's heat." Track's clear to start 1 for Corey. Sled in from start 1. This is Corey Hall and Catherine Medeiros representing Team Canada. 5.76 start time, 58.17. On their first run, 59.07 or better would put them into first here on run number 2. And now through Whiteface, coming down to the highway, 0.05 of a second behind the pace of her teammate Melissa Lowell. Now sliding into curve 10, Shady 2. Up into the green by 0.02. Through the chicane into 17. Getting about 0.07 of a second to work with here for Cat Medeiros and Corey Hall. Down 18, climbing curve 19. Corey coming up, crossing the finish line into first place with a down time of 58.72 and a 156.89 combined time. Katrin, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Katrin. Sled in from start 1. This is Katrin Barrow and Selena Leubner. We sliding through Cliffside into Whiteface down through the Devil's Highway. Katrina had a 5.77 start, 58.13. First run downtime, 58.76 or better would put her in first place. 100th of a second back as she slides 10. Through the labyrinth into curve 14, Benham's Bend. Slide in the heart, up by 0.2. Now climbing curve 19. Katrin's through curve 20 and crossing the finish line. At a 58.43, Ying Ching, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Ying Ching. Sled in from start 1. This is Ying Ching. Sliding curve 1. 5.73 start time for Ying Ching and Du Jianni. 58.09 was the first run down time. 58.47. It's time to beat to move into first. 10th of a second to work with for Ying Ching. It's currently Katrine, Corey, and Melissa 1, 2, and 3. Into 10, Shady 2. Sliding 14, Benham's Ben. And through the chicane, into 17. Through 19, through 20, crossing the line. Ying Ching's back by 10th with downtime of 58.69. 156.78 the combined time. Putting her in second. Brittany Reinbold, stand by. Track is clear. 2-star 1 for Brittany. Sled in from star 1. This is Brittany Reinbold. And Sylvia Hoffman, representing Team USA, into curve 1 with a 5.70 start. 57.85 was her first run downtime. 58.71 or better would put him into first place. Here on run number 2, 4/10 of a second to work with off the top of the track as she chases down our current leader, Katrin Barrel. Now through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. Brittany Reinbold will be through 10, down through the labyrinth, still maintaining her lead, about 5/10 to work with as she slides into the bend. And through the chicane into curve 17 at 74 miles per hour. Down 18, climbing curve 19, Brittany Reinbold of Team USA with Sylvia Hoffman on brakes into first place, with a 58.19 downtime and a 156.04 combined time. We'll have Martina Fonteneve up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Martina. Sled in from start 1. This is Martina Fonteneve representing the Swiss bobsled team. She has Nadia Pasternak on brakes. 5.61 start. 57.68 downtime on the first run. 58.36 or better would put her into first. Here on the second run, 3/10 in the bank as she enters the Devil's Highway. Into 10, Shady 2. And this is Martina Fonteneve sliding down through the labyrinth into 14, Benham's Bend, 3/10 to work with. Sled's going to have some good speed here. She enters the heart of the track about 74 miles per hour. Down 18, climbing curve 19. And Martina's through curve 20, crossing the finish line with a time of 58.13. Combined time of 155.81. Ahead of the pace set by Brittany Reinbold by 0.2 of a second. We'll have Christy Copland up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Christy. So, let in track from start 1. This is Christy Copland representing Team USA. Sliding through curve 1 with a start time of 5.63, giving her a tenth of a second to work with off the top of the track. 57.55 first run down time. 58.26 or better would put her into first place. Little 8 out of 4. Coming down through the Devil's Highway, 0.04 of a second. Into curve 10, Shady 2, going to fall back by 0.2 here. She exits curve 10 and makes her way through the labyrinth into 14. Sliding through the bend, through the chicane, into curve 17. 0.3 back as she slides 17. Down 18, climbing 19. Christy Copland will be through curve 20, crossing the finish line, falling back into third place with time 58.60 and a 1:56.15. Kaylee Humphreys, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Kaylee. So, let in track from start 1. This is Kaylee Humphreys representing Team USA. Sliding into curve 1 with a start time of 5.55. 57.35 first run down time. 58.46 or better would put her into first here on run number 2. Through Cliffside, into Whiteface, down through the Devil's Highway. Into curve 10, Shady 2. About 0.5 to work with here as she slides through the labyrinth into curve 14, Benham's Bend. This is Kaylee Humphreys and Lauren Gibbs. 0.6 through the chicane into curve 17, 74 miles per hour here for Kaylee Humphreys. Down 18, climbing 19, 0.6 in the bank. And through 20, crossing the finish line with a 57.83 down time. 1:55.18 the combined time for Kaylee Humphreys of Team USA. We'll have Christine DeBruin of Team Canada up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Christine. Sled in from start 1. This is Christine DeBruin and Kristen Bonashki representing Team Canada. Sliding curve 1, start time of 5.70, 57.03 the first run down time. 58.15 or better would put her into first place here on run number 2. Kaylee Humphreys sits in first. Martina Fonteneve sits second. Brittany Reinbold sits in third. Christine Bruin down through the Devil's Highway with only 0.03 of a second to work with. She was losing time there on the top of the track. It's going to be close here. She's going to put the afterburners on and take off here in the middle portion of the track. We will see 0.02 of a second. It's essentially neck and neck right now between Kaylee Humphreys and Christine DeBruin. 0.04 of a second to work with. Good line through the chicane into 17. Up to 0.08 of a second. It's going to be close. Climbing 19. Almost 0.2 to work with here for Christine DeBruin of Team Canada. Through and down into first at 57.97 with a combined time of 1:55.00. All right, 7:26 start time for the men's second heat. Okay, just under a 2-minute warning. Just under 2. Up first, we have Axel Brown of the British bobsled team. Track is clear to start 1 for Axel. So letting track from start 1, this is Axel Brown and Marcus Urbanski representing the British bobsled team. 5:50 start time here on run 2, 58.74 down time on run number 1. They're setting the pace here on our second heated competition. This is the British team. Axel Brown piloting, Marcus Urbanski on brakes. Coming down around 8 and 9, sliding into 10, Shady 2. Good lines through the Devil's Highway, exiting 10 and down through the Labyrinth. Pushing down into 14, Benham's Bend. Through the chicane into the heart of the track. 71.2 miles per hour. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. Axel Brown's going to be crossing the finish line. Moving into first after his second run with a downtime of 59.42. His combined time 1:58.16. Ji-hoon of Korea, stand by. Track is clear. To start 1 for Ji-hoon. So letting track from start 1, this is Ji-hoon and Shin-Yi Chan representing the Korean bobsled team. They're on their way through curve 1 with a 5:44 start time. 58.30 was their first run downtime. Looking for a 59.86 or better in order to knock Axel Brown off the top of the leader box. Now through Whiteface, coming down through the Devil's Highway. This is Ji-hoon and Shin-Yi Chan representing the Korean bobsled team. Into curve 10. Shady 2 was 7/10 of a second to work with. And now into curve 14, Benham's Bend. A little tap on the take on of 14 is going to knock him away just a little bit here. He's going to be a little offline as he makes his way into the heart of the track. Down 18 and climbing curve 19. Over a second to work with here as he crosses the finish line. We're moving into first place with a downtime of 58.10 and a 1:56.40 combined time. We'll have Marley Linhares up next, representing Brazil. Track's clear to start 1 for Marley. Sled and track from start 1, this is Marley Linhares and Eric Geronimo sliding through curve 1 with a start time 5:45. 58.15 on the first run. 58.25 or better would put him into first here on run 2. Right now we have Ji-hoon of Korea sitting in first with Axel Brown sitting in second. Marley coming down through the Devil's Highway of the course. 0.07 of a second to work with as he slides into 10, Shady 2. And now through the Labyrinth, approaching curve 14, Benham's Bend back in the red by 0.09 now as he slides the bend. Through the chicane into the heart of the track. 0.19 back. Down 18, climbing curve 19. Marley Linhares through and down his time. 158.81, putting him in second with a combined time of 156.96. Pat Norton, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Pat Norton. Sled in. From start 1, this is Patrick Norton. Representing Team Canada, he has Mike Evelyn on brakes. 58.00 on his first run. 58.40 on his second run would put him into first. Right now he's 4/10 ahead of the pace set by Ji-hoon of Korea. Coming down through the Devil's Highway. Again, Pat Norton and Mike Evelyn of Team Canada in track through 8, 9 into 10, Shady 2. Through 10, through the Labyrinth into 14, Benham's Bend. And through the chicane into the heart of the track. Down 18. Climbing 19 and crossing the finish line. Into first, 57.90 the downtime on a 155.90 combined time. We'll have Jeff McKean up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Jeff. Sled in. From start 1, this is Jeff McKean representing the Canadian bobsled team. It is French-Canadian brakeman, sliding curve 1 with a 5.41 start. 57.36 was his first run downtime. Looking for a 58.54 here on run number 2 in order to move up into first. Sliding into 10, Shady 2 with 0.5 of a second to work with. Now exiting 10 through the Labyrinth and approaching curve 14. 81 into 13. Be a 5-minute hold on the track, everybody. 5-minute hold. He rolled it into 13. Yep, sled's gonna come back, sled's gonna come back, sled's coming back, sled's going back. Sled is going back. 5-minute hold on the track. All right, 2-minute warning to Li Shunjian. 2-minute warning to Li Shunjian. Track is clear to start 1 for Li Shunjian. Sled in. From start 1, this is Li Shunjian. Sliding curve 1 with a 5.28 start time. This is Li Shunjian and Ding Song on brakes, 57.27 downtime on run 1. And they're looking for a 58.63 or better in order to move up into first place here on run 2. 0.8 of a second to work with here as they chase down Pat Norton of Team Canada. They're on their way through 10, Shady 2. Now through 10, through the Labyrinth and into 14, Benham's Bend. Sliding the chicane into the heart of the track at 74 miles per hour. He'll be down 18 and climbing curve 19. And through 20, crossing the finish line with a down time of 57.62. 154.89 the combined time into first place. That was Li Shunjian of Team China. Track's clear to start 1 for Edson. Sled in from start 1. This is Edson Bindelotti representing Brazil with Edson Ricardo Martins on brakes. Sliding curve 1 with a 5.26 start. 57.24 the first run down time. 57.65 or better would put him into first. Here on run number 2. 600ths of a second to work with as he chases down the Chinese team. Li Shunjian. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. And through the Labyrinth, sliding into 14, up by about 0.15 of a second. Through the chicane into 17. Back down to a 10th, down 18, climbing curve 19. 700ths here as he climbs up through the final 2 curves. Edson Bindelotti 400ths in the finish curve, down 100th of a second ahead of the pace set by Li Shunjian. He moves into first place with a time of 57.64 and a 154.88 combined time. We'll have Marcus Trackle up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Marcus. Sled and track from start 1. This is Marcus Treichel. Sliding into curve 1 with a 5.41 start time. 57.13 on his first run. 10th of a second up here on the top curves of the track. 57.75 or better would put him into first here on run 2. Edson Bindalati sits in first. Lee Chun-John in second. Pat Norton of Team Canada sitting in third. Marcus sliding 10, Shady 2. Back by 400ths. Now through the labyrinth into curve 14. He'll be dead even here in 12. Through the bend, through the chicane, sliding 17. Almost a 10th in the bank here for Marcus Treichel at 74 miles per hour as he slides through the heart of the track. Climbing curve 19. And crossing the finish line with a down time of 57.38, putting him in first by 0.4 of a second with a 1:54.51 combined time. We'll have Sun Kai-ji up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Sun Kai-ji. Sled in from start 1. This is Sun Kai-ji and Wu Jinche representing Team China into curve 1 with a 5.20 start. 5.20 start time for Sun Kai-ji. 0.6 ahead of the pace. Set by our current leader Marcus Treichel. 57.75 or better would put Sun Kai-ji up into first. First run he had a 56.76, making his way down through the Devil's Highway. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. Through 10 through the labyrinth into curve 14. Now through the bend, through the chicane, sliding into 17, maintaining his lead here at 74 miles per hour as he enters the heart of the track. 0.6 of a second to work with, climbing curve 19. And Sun Kai-ji will be through curve 20, crossing the finish line into first place with a 57.21 downtime and a 1:53.97 combined time. Up next we have Jin Jian representing Team China. Track's clear to start 1 for Xinjiang. Sled in from start 1. This is Xinjiang representing Team China. Sliding through curve 1 with a start time of 5.33. 56.76 on his first run. 57.21 or better would put him into first here on run number 2. He's chasing down his teammate Sun Kai-ji. This is Xinjiang and Zhen Heng. He's on his way through curve 10, Shady 2. This is Xinjiang of Team China through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14. Up by about 0.07 of a second now as he makes his way into the heart of the track. Down 18. Climbing 19. 0.15 of a second to work with as he enters the finish curve. Xinjiang through and down into first by 1/4 of a second. 56.96 his time with a 1:53.72 combined time. We'll have Ben Meyer up next. Track clear to start 1 for Ben Meyer. So, led in track from start 1, this is Benjamin Meyer representing the Austrian bobsled team, sliding into curve 1 with a start time of 5.36. 56.76 was his first run down time, looking for a 56.96 here on run number 2 in order to move into first. 300's back as he makes his way into the Devil's Highway. It's currently Xinjiang, Sun Kai-zi, and Marcus Treichel sitting 1, 2, and 3. Through 10, through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14, Benham's Bend. 1300ths of a second to work with. Through the bend, sliding the chicane into 17. He's turning it around here. Still in the red by 900ths, but he's fighting his way back, climbing curve 19, 500ths back. He could jump up into the lead here in the finish curve. Dead even as he enters 20. Through and down into first by 500ths of a second. 56.91 the downtime. 153.67 his combined time. We'll have Rudy Rinaldi of Monaco up next. Track's clear to start 1 for Rudy. Sled in. From start 1, this is Rudy Rinaldi representing Monaco into curve 1 with a 5.32 start, 56.62. His first run down time, he needs a 57.05 or better in order to move into first here on his second run. Ben Meyer sits in first, Xinjiang in second, and Sun Kai-zi sits in third. Down around curves 8 and 9, sliding into 10, Shady 2. This is Rudy Rinaldi of Monaco. Quarter of a second in the bank as he chases down Benny Meyer. Sliding 14, Benham's Bend through the chicane into 17. This is Rudy Rinaldi, down 18, climbing curve 19 with 3/10 in the bank. He'll be through 20 and cross on the finish line with a downtime of 56.81 and a 153.43 combined, putting him in first. Suk Young-jin, stand by. Track is clear to start 1 for Suk Young-jin. Sled and track from start 1, this is Suk Young-jin. And Jang Kai-kun on break, sliding curve 1 with a start time of 5.34, 56.51. His first run down time, 56.92, is the time he needs to beat in order to move up into first. 800ths of a second to work with as he enters the Devil's Highway. Once again, this is Suk Young-jin, Jang Kai-kun. Through 8, 9 into 10, Shady 2. Through the labyrinth into 14, up by 900ths of a second. Some good speed for the Korean sled. 75 miles per hour as he enters the heart. Down 18, climbing 19. Suk Young-jin through 20 with 900ths of a second to work with into first place at 56.80 and a 153.31 combined. Taylor Austin, stand by. Track's clear to start one for Taylor Austin. Sled in from start one. This is Taylor Austin representing Team Canada. Sliding one with a start time of 5.30, 56.45 was his first run down time. Looking for a 56.86 or better here on run two. 10th of a second in the bank here as he makes his way through Whiteface and down through the Devil's Highway. Through 8 and 9 into 10, Shady 2. Still a 10th of a second to work with here, sliding through 11, 12, and 13 into 14, Benham's Bend. Taylor Austin at Team Canada, 56.86 or better would put him into first. Suk-Young Shin is in first, followed by Rudy Ronaldo Monaco. Benny Meyer sits in third. Taylor Austin's in track climbing curve 19. 2/10 to work with as he crosses the finish line. Into first, downtime 56.55 with a combined time 153.00. Xia Yajin, stand by. Track's clear to start one for Xiao Yaijun. Sled in from start one, this is Xiao Yaijin and Wu Zaitao representing Team China. Sliding one, start time 5.26, 56.32 was their first run down time. 56.68 or better would put into first here on run two. 2/10 in the bank as they enter the Devil's Highway. Now sliding into curve 10, Shady 2. Through the labyrinth, approaching curve 14. You'll be up by 0.13 of a second. 56.68 or better would put him into first. 74.9 miles per hour. Down 18, climbing curve 19. 0.05 here as he enters the finish curve. Back by 100th now. He falls into second. 56.75 is downtime. 153.07 his combined time. Up next, we'll have Wang Yongzhang. Track's clear to start one for Wang Yongzhang. Sled in from start one, this is Wang Yongzhang. And his brakeman, Kim Jin-soo. 5.23 start time, 56.27 first run down time, 56.73 or better into first place here on the second run. 3/10 of a second in the bank off the top of the track through white base down the Devil's Highway. We have Taylor Austin currently in the lead. Xiao Yaijun is in second. Sukyung Jin is in third. Wan Yongzhong in track sliding 10. Through 10 down the labyrinth and approaching curve 14. He's going to be through the bend, through the chicane, into curve 17 at 75.4 miles per hour. Down 18, climbing curve 19. Wan Yongzhong through curve 20, crossing the finish line with a down time of 56.36. Combined time of 1:52.63. He's in first after 2 runs. Hunter Church, stand by. Track's clear to start 1 for Hunter. Sled and track from start 1. This is Hunter Church and Blaine McConnell. USA into curve 1. Hit a start time of 5:31, 56.36 or better would put him into first. First run down time 56.37. Going to be chasing down Wan Yongzhong here on run number 2. Right now, Hunter needs about 16 hundredths of a second as he makes his way into curve 10, Shady 2. It's again 56.36 or better here on run 2. He's kind of working his way back just a little bit here. Good speed in 10. Through the bend and sliding the chicane into curve 17. And he's falling back just a little bit, 18 hundredths of a second behind the pace. Down 18, climbing curve 19, 2/10 back. Climbing up through the finish curve and crossing the line. Down time for Hunter Church of 56.57, 1:52.84 his combined time. It's going to put him into second place after run number 2. Up next we'll have Jeff Gabois. Jeff, stand by. Clear to start 1 for Jeff. Sled and track from start 1. This is Jeffrey Gabois representing Team USA. He is Chris Horn on brakes, sliding curve 1 with a start time of 5:25. He has 1/100th of a second to work with off the top of the track now, falling back into the red by 1/100th of a second. He's going to be neck and neck with Yongzhong Wan as he makes his way down through the Devil's Highway. This is Jeff Gabois off of 5:25 start. 56.21 was his first run down time, slide 10, Shady 2. 56.42 or better would put him into first. He's 11 hundredths of a second behind the pace of our current leader, Wan Yongzhong. Through the bend, through the chicane, into curve 17. Speed's not quite what he was looking for. He'll be back by 2/10 here, down 18. Climbing curve 19. He's going to be looking at a third place here as he climbs up through curve 20. Through the finish curve and crossing the line into third with a 56.72 down time at a 1:52.93 combined. Up next, representing Team Canada, we'll have Justin Cripps. Track's clear to start 1 for Justin. So, let in track from start 1, this is Justin Cripps representing Team Canada. Sliding curve 1 with a 5.20 start, 55.92 on the first run. 56.71 or better would put him into first. Here on run 2, 4/10 in the bank, off the top of the track for Justin Cripps of Team Canada as he chases down Juan Yongzhong. Hunter Church sits in second, and Jeff Gabois sits in third. Now into 10, Shady 2, this is Justin Cripps. And Cameron Stones through 10 through the labyrinth, sliding into curve 14. About a half a second in the bank here for Justin Cripps, Olympic gold medalist. Through the chicane into curve 17. Still about 5/10 to work with. Justin Cripps well on his way into first place here through curve 20, crossing the finish line with a down time of 56.25 and a 1:52.17 combined time. Justin Cripps, your leader for today. With Juan Yongzhong taking second, and Hunter Church of Team USA taking home third. Track will be clear and closed till tomorrow, 10 a.m.